Thank you for joining our Chan class for Asia timeline. What shall we talk about today? Anyone has any questions? Okay. Must be a good sit because my mind is drawing a blank. I don't know what to talk to you about. Okay. Let's see. We can sit for another half hour. We're sitting anyway. Yeah. Okay. It's very important for you to take the long view. We tend to be distracted by the short-term fluctuations, agitations. So what's happening right now, when we cultivate, it's funny to me that the patriarchs of old, they, like Master Wei Shan, when he wanted to cultivate, he ran away to the mountain. This is what a lot of great teachers in the past had to do. And I guess one of the reasons is because back then he wouldn't have to buy any piece of land. Just go to the wilderness and cultivate. You don't have to pay rent, you don't have to pay for water, you don't have to pay for electricity and so forth, which nowadays is quite expensive. Right? So it made sense then. But as soon as they got some wisdom, the great teachers were always constantly looking for students. Okay, and so you fast forward to Master XinHua, who also did the same thing. He cultivated by himself, first by his mother's grave, where he observed filial piety. And during those 3 years there, he endured a lot of sufferings, no support whatsoever. And people came to him, gave him things to eat, and sporadically, so he had to endure all that. So that's why cultivation requires hardship, and you should not be distracted by temporary setbacks. Okay, you should be clear about your long-term goals, and so that's why you need to have faith, and you need to be clear. And what we're lucky with is that we have our ancestors, our predecessors, who took the long view and showed us how they went about dealing with their difficulties, the difficult circumstances and the challenges, and they rose from difficulties. And that's why the ancients said the way arises from difficulties. Okay, so especially nowadays, when the conditions are very uncertain, a lot of agitations, a lot of worries, anxieties, and this is when we cultivate. Don't forget that. Regardless of what happens to us, what's going around us, we should always maintain our discipline and cross our legs every day to maintain our current status quo, our current kung fu, and so forth. All right? So that's very important. I think most people tend to react to the short-term drastic changes, and they forget about long-term views. Cultivation, as I'm very honored that all of you have been cultivating with us for years now, is a long-term process. In spite of all the upheavals, all the changes, we still forge on. And the one thing that we'll, since we're in the engaged in the world, we still are keen upon contributing. That's the spirit of Chan cultivation. When I first started, I thought that Chan cultivation is about myself and make myself stronger, make myself better, and so forth. Actually, I like to do, now that I understand a little bit more, I like to change that. I like to just alter paradigm a little bit. Chan cultivation is to contribute. Try to make a difference. Doesn't matter how old you are, young you are, doesn't matter who you are. We find our way, we earn our place by contributing whatever we do, wherever we are. Okay? That's the indomitable spirit of Chan that I'm very proud to be associated with. Okay? We contribute, not only contribute, but we compete with ourselves. Don't worry so much about what others think of us. Okay? They change their mind. Today they like us, tomorrow they may no longer like us. So don't worry about that. What remains is that what we think of ourselves, we should be happy, we should be content, we should be satisfied with our own contributions. Okay? And eventually it will show up in your performance evaluations, or your salary, and most importantly, your well-being. Okay? Because ultimately, you have to feel good about yourself. Okay? You don't need anyone to tell you. Your Buddha nature in itself wells up and says, this makes sense to me, and I feel good about this. Okay? This is why us Asians do have an advantage, because in our cultures, thanks to Confucius and the old teachers, they taught us they gave us proper foundation. Whereas unlike you, even though I was born as a Vietnamese, but I was more enamored with the French and the Western cultures. So I abandoned the Asian value systems. And eventually, after I got older and lived my life, my full life, I realized something is missing. You know, and this is why it is indeed a pleasure to be able to share with you, have this commonality with you. The common denominator is that for us Asians, the Asian value systems holds true. Well, that is the Confucius teaching. Yes, I've been criticizing Confucius because at the advanced level, he doesn't make sense, a lot of whole sense to me. But at the beginner's level, for most people, the Confucian value is very, very important. Okay, that's part of our foundation. Okay, and a caveat is that when you get a little bit higher, you need to undo that. Okay, you need to no longer be restrained by those value systems. Okay, so that's why when I teach a Dharma, I try to present to you on both sides, the good and the bad. Okay, and that's a balanced teaching. All right, so yes, I think it's something that we adults should try to instill in the younger generations. This is really a very important treasure that we pass on to the future generations. That foundation is so important, so fundamental to our well-being, you know, because as I said, I was more enamored with the Western foundation, the Western value system. Winner takes all. It's all about you. If only you can make yourself happy and pursue your happiness at any cost, okay? That doesn't work. Okay? your life is very empty. And so that's why, please, doesn't matter your political beliefs or your educational level. I feel that the foundation from the sages, the Asian sages gave us, is very, very important. Do not forsake that. Please instill that in the next generation. Okay? And of course, you need to balance it with we are in modern times, we engage in society, we need to connect with people. So it's perfectly okay, very important to enjoy ourselves as well. Okay, that's balance. Any questions and comments about that? Okay, and you need some more time to get warmed up, huh? Okay. So there are two kinds of joys. The joy that you get from outside, such as a glass of wine, some good food, some praises from friends. Okay, that's nice. That's a good part. That's a nice part of life. But also, there's a joy that wells up inside of you that needs nothing. Okay, that doesn't depend on anything. There is a true joy that comes from your Buddha nature. Just like when we practice Chan, we have this bliss, the Chan bliss that wells up, okay? And that's a taste of what is to come in a bigger way for you, in a humongous way for you. So that's why when you practice Chan, when you teach Chan, you share Chan with people. I always stress to the people, the students, instructors who teach Chan, to encourage people to develop their samadhi, because samadhi is something that we cannot fake. That's something that is measurable in Chan. Maybe you cannot see it, but the advanced Chan practitioners can see your samadhi level, which is associated with number one, the level of bliss you experience. The higher your concentration level or samadhi level, the higher level of bliss. And that is, by the way, infinite. Do you know that? Do not think just because you're older, or because you are shorter, or because you are yellow, whatever, okay? Means you're limited in your concentration level. No, your concentration level is unlimited. You can develop it and increase it and increase it and increase it indefinitely until you reach the peak, which is Buddhahood. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Until you're Buddha, you still can get better. Okay? You can still increase indefinitely. And that's why every time your concentration increases, the internal joy increases. Whereas external joy is limited. You can only smoke so many cigars. Can only drink so much beer, and then your body levels off. That's it. That's your limit. Whereas the bliss you experience is infinite. And with bliss, you lengthen your life, you increase your inner strength. Okay, so you discover. It's a journey of self-discovery. Chan is wonderful in that sense. Okay, and this is what I've always maintained. Do not sell yourself short. Continue to improve. Your goal is to continue to improve and improve and improve. Okay, and we are very lucky in that over the years, now we have a community of practitioners at various levels, from beginner to very, very advanced. I dare even share with you, if you believe it, is that in our community, our Chan level, our Samadhi level is even higher than the Chinese patriarch in the Chinese system. That's how advanced we are. So that's why you can learn a lot from each other. Okay? I'm simply becoming more of a figurehead where I can speak nonsense. It will not affect you much at all. You can learn a lot from each other. Okay? And take advantage of it. It's something that I'm very proud of, is that somehow we managed to build this community where we were able to support each other in our cultivation, in our spiritual pursuits. Okay? And so it's a wonderful, wonderful thing that I'm witnessing. So thank you all for your contribution and your participation. All right, any questions and comments? Yes, 6.
So, Master, you mentioned something about not caring what people think, but had like 5 or 6 people ask me if I'm a Mormon because I don't party and I don't get high, and then but I think people have the wrong idea about Buddhism. Like a lot of Westerners have a misperception about the real Buddhism.
Mm-hmm.
Like they think it's more laid back, but it's not even about that. I think it's everybody has their own time to find the proper teachings.
Okay. All right. Let me ask you this. Are you having fun? If you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't drink...
well, that relates to the real bliss that you mentioned. When I can experience a taste of the bliss, then that makes up for going out and having a non-alcoholic beer and having a hangover the next morning. So that's me personally.
What about girlfriend? Oh, sorry, never mind. Okay, but so how do you answer your acquaintances who say, "Are you a Mormon?"
Every time that happened, they went off on a tangent about whatever they were thinking about, and I didn't step in and be like, "No, I'm a Buddhist." So I just left it at that. No, I'm not a Mormon, and then
that's it.
Yeah. So
and then people didn't pursue you and say, "So what are you? Some kind of oddball, or
yes,
are you I don't know, LGBTQ plus, or what? What is it?"
So the teaching was you don't say unless you're asked. So they didn't ask me like what my deal is or anything. So I said, "No, I'm not this." And it's in the workplace too. So
okay,
taxi, Lyft driving. So try to be professional.
I see. Okay, so you're happy with that? But bliss alone, Chan bliss alone, is it enough to live as a layperson? That's enough?
That's enough for me right now, as long as because I wasn't used to having any kind of concentration. Like I got kicked out of class because I couldn't concentrate. So that's another thing for me, concentration, to be able to be productive too.
Okay. And then in your case, you're happy the way it is.
No, I'm suffering.
So if you're not Mormon, then what are you? Some sort of sucker for pain and suffering, or what?
Hey, we're all weird. That's why we're here. So.
Not so loud. Okay. No, I feel that you are a lay person. Okay. For lay people, you should have some sort of balance. You should have bliss. You should have spiritual things. You also should have engaged life. Okay. There's you don't need to explain yourself, but I think it's an oddity that you really don't enjoy drinking, you don't enjoy smoking and so forth, the vices of life. Then it's difficult to engage with people, to engage with the people you're interested in. Because I imagine you still are interested in opposite sex, for example. So therefore, you cannot relate to people like that. It's abnormal. Okay? I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that there should be more of a balance.
I don't know the best way to cultivate and work on inside, and then to be able to relate to people outside. I need to work on that, because right now I'm at whatever level I'm at, and then it's some kind of a wall with me.
Yeah. Okay. Then very good. That's a very good point. Then break through the wall. Try. You should as a practice. You should try to invest and devote the time, the resources to break through. Whether it's small, whether it's big, it doesn't matter. It's a mindset, as I said earlier. It's about increasing and enhancing the status quo. Okay? And so you are here near the temple in this environment. And this is an ideal environment for you to try to break through. Okay, because this is what we're about. Many of our people do not have the repeated exposure you have to this environment. So take advantage of it. You should, I know it's tough to make a living. You have to go to work and so forth, but you should try to improve. Okay? Meaning that for all of you, as I said, the schedule is to sit an hour, shoot for an hour in full lotus every day, so that you just maintain the status quo right there. Okay? Everyone, including myself, including all of us, we all need to sit. Actually, personally, I have to sit longer to fix my body. Okay? I have a lot more wear and tear than you. So therefore, I do have to sit longer, okay, just to maintain myself. Okay? And then also, you should also invest the time to periodically try to improve, try to break through. Okay, and the breakthrough here, you learn the method already, is to sit longer, all right, and to listen to the Dharma. Okay, because to sit longer is to grind it out, okay, and so once a week, or once every 2 weeks, or once a month, try to sit longer and listen to the Dharma. The Dharma is a certain cultivation, and the sitting is a grinding, which is a gradual cultivation. It has to be both. Okay? Yes, Korean YouTube.
네, 이승남님 질문입니다. 아미타불 마스터, 결과부자 고통 시 호흡하거나 연불하면 도움이 되는데 또 강서일집을 읽으면 도움이 되는데 문제가 될까요?
This is a question from Seungnam Lee. Amitabha Master, when I practice full lotus and when I feel pain, if I breathe and recite Buddha's name, it helps me. And also it helps me when I read sutra lectures. Would this be a problem?
Yeah, it's not a problem at all when you practice and follow our recommended practices. The point there, the full lotus, is to push yourself. Okay, you have to push yourself. You'll be amazed on how far you can go if you simply decide to push yourself. Incrementally, that's very important. Okay? Only do incrementally, in small increments. Don't go crazy on me now. I used to go crazy when I was younger because that's what my Chinese teacher did. He says, I just sat and my leg died, I died. No, that's too extreme. It doesn't work like that for us because we have obligations to our family, to our work, and so forth. We cannot do that. All right? So the point here is that do not listen to those extreme cases. Do not follow the extreme cases. I am for increments, small increments, okay? Because that is good enough for the 99.9% of the people on this earth. Only 1.01% belongs to Master Hsuan and those people where they are very different from us, okay? And so this is something I need you to be aware of, moderation, okay? And know your limitations. And the training you're learning from us is to challenge yourself a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, that's all. If you do that, I feel it's more effective than to go all out to the extreme. So for example, even the young man who asked me earlier about he wants to break through the wall, break through incrementally. Try to break through by small increments. That's all it takes. And once you develop that pattern of being able to push yourself a little bit more and stop, and take a break and rest and recover. And then next time again, push yourself a little bit more and stop. That kind of mindset right there, to me, will be a lot more effective than going crazy, going all out, and ignore your body limitations. Okay? Keep that in mind. Okay? So the challenges that we all experience, not just you, just me too. I have my limitations too. And all we have to do is just push a little bit more, a little bit more. Very much like when you lift weight. You cannot go crazy because your body can only do so much more. That's why we have smaller weight changes, change plates we call it, where it's very, very tiny, okay? Half a pound, a quarter, a kilo, whatever, okay? So that the body, if you only stimulate your body with smaller incremental challenges, the body can still handle it, okay? And will grow accordingly. Your muscle will grow stronger and bigger in order to accommodate the incremental weight, okay? The incremental burden. Same thing mentally. When we work out, that's physical, but primarily physical. But when we do chant, is mental. You challenge yourself mentally in increments. That's all. That's all you have to do. That's very feasible for all of us. When you reach a certain level, like Master Hsuan's level, then it's an entirely different way of cultivation. Okay, don't look at the extremes like that. Okay, and And that's why in our Chan world, we have once a year where we have a Chan Chi and so forth, maybe twice a year, where we learn to push yourself and train yourself that way to speed things up, okay, for you. But otherwise, be content with small increments, and that's good enough for you. That's plenty good for you. All right, did I answer Korea? Okay, whatever is not clear, please feel free to ask. Remember, this is a community, so all of you are important at all levels. Yeah, and therefore you can ask, and we'll help. Will help us understand better the nature of cultivation. Okay. Don't feel just because you knew or you're low level that your questions are nonsense. Not at all. Every single question contributes to increasing our Chan knowledge. All right? Yes, 9.
Thank you, Master. Is it accurate to say, in my case, that I should focus on increasing the amount of time I can sit still and stay alert? Because if I take those two away, and like most of the time I'll be drowsy, and then it's really not challenging if I'm drowsy and sleeping.
Yeah, you have to challenge yourself. You have to find something that's difficult for you to do. You know best. Okay? If your problem is drowsiness, it's the same thing. It's a challenge for you. That means that you keep track of when you become drowsy and you fight. First of all, when you're drowsy, you keep on fighting and fighting. I taught you already, long time ago, from a Buddha's sutta. It says he taught us how to fight the drowsiness. Was pinching yourself, pinching your earlobes and so forth. You still remember those things? I think it's publicly. There's some sort in one of these Chan lectures or something, okay? And those are the things the Buddha taught that we can do. Keep on fighting, and when you fight incrementally, okay? If you're drowsy at let's say after half an hour or so, okay, then you try to fight for 35 minutes. Okay, fight until you control it, and then you go to 40 minutes and so forth. That's all. That's all you have to do. Increments. Very reasonable. It's a systematic. You condition your mind. That's all. All right? You cannot climb a mountain in one day. You have to climb enough and then you rest. Okay? And come back and start to climb again if necessary. All right? But every time you try to reach higher and higher and higher. Every time you start that journey again. Okay? All right. Anyone else? Okay, then let's look into the Wei Yang. One of the Wei Yang anecdote here. This one is very short, so let's look at it. And this anecdote, it's called "Where is Good?" Where is it good? 好在什么处? Okay. Once it was raining. The head monk said, "Good rain, Venerable Ji." That's Master Yang Shan's Dharma name. Master Yang Shan asked, "Where is it good?" The head monk could not reply. Master Yang Shan said, "I have an answer." The head monk asked, "Where is it good?" Master Yang Shan pointed to the rain. Right? Where is it good? So there's a head monk. It really is still, I'm trying to understand the system back there in Master Weishan, Master Yangshan's temples. Okay, this is at the time when Master Yangshan was at Master Weishan's temple, and there is a head monk. So it's a person who is sort of, I believe, the substitute teacher, meaning that if you are a student and you have questions, you have concerns, you first need to go through this head monk who should be able to help resolve most of the questions unless he deems that you need to see the master. Okay, and what I still don't get is why the real role for the head monk, because it seems to me that we've seen this kind of occurrence already in the past. At least I've read some more of the anecdotes. The head monk really do not have a high level of samadhis. It doesn't really have much wisdom, which is demonstrated here. So it was raining the head monk who was trying to get on Master Yangshan's good side. He says, "Good rain, Master Ji." So it's a casual thing, but trying to kiss up the Master Yangshan. Okay, and probably because Master Yangshan was still younger and he was more gung-ho, so he's more rebellious and more vocal. So Master Yangshan, the head monk was kind of probably leery of Master Yangshan, so trying to get on his good side, say, "Hey, how are you?" in the U.S., and you say, "You're looking good," and so forth. Now, over there, at the time, he says, "Oh, good rain, Master Venerable Ji." Okay. Ji Shirley. Yeah. This is actually Shirley here. I don't know about the meaning of at the time, but from a Vinaya perspective, Buddhist rules of and regulation perspective as taught by the Buddha, this Shirley here means that acharya, meaning this person is worthy to be your teacher, to be a teacher. Okay, so the head monk already recognized Master Yangshan as someone who has wisdom. Okay, so far. And then Master Yangshan immediately retorted without thinking, "Where is it good?" Okay, this is what Chan people do constantly. It's very casual, but the retort was instantaneous. It's nothing like here we process it. Master Yangshan, no processing. Where is it good? Okay, and the head monk could not reply. Okay, and this is because, what do you think? Is that the case? The Chan world was very brutal, folks. You cannot imagine what it's like to be in Master Weishan's temple. You can see, you have a glimpse of what life was like already, right here. See, so, this head monk who is a personal authority of power comes over and try to create good relations with you, and the intention is well-meaning, and yet the response was kind of challenging. Okay, that's why he was taken aback. He could not reply because he wasn't expecting it. All right? So he immediately said, "This is a good rain." And Master Yangshan says, "Where is it good?" And so the head monk could not reply. Why? I'm bringing it up to you because that's what happens to people. They cannot reply, or they reply slowly, okay, or they BS because this guy here was surprised by the fast reply. Where is it good? Okay? It's like a challenge right away. First, he says a friendly, say, hey, how are you? This is a good rain, isn't it? And then, where is it good? Okay? It's a challenge. And he was not expecting it. So that's what happens to people. People come to you and they have certain expectations. Okay? And they're stuck on the expectation. They said, you know, I'm trying to be nice to him. And yet, the reply, this is a Chan environment. A Chan training is that it's unexpected. That's why he was taken by surprise. His mind was set on building a relations, building connection with Yang Shan. But Yang Shan muted back, I don't want your connections. What about it? Okay? And he was surprised. Okay? This is why when you deal with people, when you talk to people, when you have expectations, your mind is not as nimble. Do you get it? In the Chan world, you say something, you drop it right away. This guy says something, the head monk says something, expecting that something to have a certain effect. And Master Yang Shan immediately gave him the opposite effect. That's why she was surprised. Would that help you? I know it's a different level. Master Yang Shan is a much higher level than ours, but you can apply that to your daily lives by when you talk, after you finish talking, drop it. There's no follow-up. You're done talking and you wait. Whereas the head monk he said, oh, good rain, Master Venerable Ji. So he says, he sent out this meta-compassion maybe. We talked about meta-compassion, meditation already, you remember? Huh? Same thing. If you do that, you're totally exposed right here. Got that? And that's why I want you, as you teach Chan in particular, when you say something, you drop it immediately. Got it? If not, your response will be very, very slow like a head monk. He said, I'm trying to make amends with you, trying to ingratiate myself with you, and I did everything according to the rules of propriety. So why do you treat me like this? Why are you so mean to me? Does it help? Next. Yang Shan said, but Master Yang Shan, because this head monk is well-meaning. So Master Yang Shan, you see, Master Yang Shan knew it already. This guy is well-meaning. So in return, that deserves. Okay? You are well-meaning to me. I'm well-meaning to you, but not the way you expect. You got that? That's very Chan. We are well-meaning. It's just it's not the way you think. Okay? So Master Yang Shan says, see, so this guy is stuck, so let me help him. I have an answer. Okay? See, 某甲借道德 I can say something. I can answer that. Okay? And so the head monk, which is obliged, says so the head monk says, switch roles and says, where is it good? And Master Yang Shan pointed to the rain. You're not impressed. Isn't that cool? Such a beautiful, beautiful answer. Why? Why do you like it? Why don't you like it? Why do you like it? I'm open to either side. Anyone? Why is it cool? Why is it not cool? Could it be better? What else can I say? Are those fair questions? Masterji, do you like it or don't you care?
Master, I think it's a good answer in a way that he used what the head monk said to reply to the head monk. Before the rain is that's a good thing.
It's a good thing because he used the rain to answer the rain.
Yes.
Okay, and that's fine. Jumi wants to say something in the back before she goes back to Korea.
제가 볼 때 좋은 대답이라고 하는 좋은 대답인 것 같아요. 왜 좋은 대답이라고 하냐면 좋은 비라고 했으니까 직접 보고 비를 그러니까 군더더기 없이 그냥 직접 비를 보는 게 가장 좋은 대답인 것 같아요. 심플하고. 네.
I think it's a good answer because the head monk said it's a good rain. So no need to add more. You just see the rain right away and you say it's a good rain.
Okay, can you do better than that?
각자
No, I'm not asking you. Give others a chance. Anyone? Can anyone do better than that? You have this smile on your face. Do better, okay? It's time to deliver. Yes, Thai. It doesn't look like Thai.
Sorry. So Master, I think it's good. I like it because it's just a reply with a minimum amount of words or action of thinking. So maybe just there's no need to pointing even. That could be even less reaction.
Okay. If I understand her point here is that what was that? What happened? Is there some kind of conversation going in the background in addition to our class? No, but what happened? I'm just curious. Yes, in the back. What happened? They're discussing this thing before they give me the answer or what? It's perfectly okay. You should all discuss it among yourself because you have time. And then you can present your collective answer. Okay, gang up on me. I'm used to that. Yes, in the back.
Master, sometimes people forgot to mute themselves, especially when people are old. They don't know how to mute it. So sometimes they talk to each other that the conversation go through your microphone.
Is there a way for us to prevent that from happening where we allow them to connect to our microphone here, our sound system here? Okay, they should be free to talk to each other. This is important. I think it's great that they're curious and want to talk it over among themselves. Okay, just like you should talk over among yourselves as well. Okay, very good. Chan world, the shorter your answer, the more punchy, the more to the point. It is. Got that? Okay. So yes, I like the fact that he didn't use words at all. Okay. However, Thai also said something very interesting. She says that she prefers he didn't point even to the rain. Then how does one know where it's good? It's too creative. He says, where is it good? She says, I'm not going to point to the rain. It's a where. Yes, next person. You see the person, Lu Jing, on the screen? She doesn't.
师父您好，我觉得就是仰山禅师就是回答得很好，回答上头我认为很好啊。好在就是他指的这个语没有什么好坏之分。我就是好了，我就是这么看的啊。
So she says the Master Yangsan, and she felt Master Yangsan answered very well that he's referring to there's no good and bad with the rain.
Okay, no good and bad. But where is the question? It's not about what good and bad. It's where is it good? Or if the question was, what's so good about it? That's different.
It could translate to that in Chinese, right? What's so good about it? It's kind of open-ended way of asking.
What's good about it?
Yeah, you could also interpret it that way.
Okay, that's fine. If you interpret as what's good about it, how does pointing to the rain indicate what's good about it? You have to explain that. How does that answer the original question? Am I making sense? What's good about it? And you say, how does pointing the finger at the rain indicates what's good about it? That's why where is good about it is clearer than what's good about it. Yes, it has double meaning, but if you understand if Master Yang Shan were to understand it as what's good about it, if he answered pointing to the rain, would that answer what's good about it? Because it seems to me the pointing to the rain is where, is not what. You can choose to interpret whatever you want to interpret, but your answer has to be consistent with your understanding of the question. Yes, go ahead, Thai.
Master, my understanding of the Chinese, 好在何处, is about explain what is good. It can be well, it can be what, but the questions about explaining, I think, and then the answer, I think, can be there's nothing to be explained, so there's no need to answer.
No need to answer if what's good about it.
No need to justify the answer or explain anything.
No need to explain, but that person asked you. Therefore, you owe that person an explanation that helps a person understand. It's not about your understanding, but it's about you as Master Yang Shan trying to help the head monk. It's totally different now. The setup is that he wants to help master the head monk. So if whatever you understand where or what, how does pointing to the rain or not pointing to the rain help the head monk? Okay, think about that. Yes, Jane?
There are 2 points, Master. First one is the original Chinese, 好在什么处? It could be translated either into where is it good, or it could be what is good, what. Not only where, but also what. And so this is one thing. And the other thing is when you answer this, in this head monk's original sentence, it says 好语即舍离. So basically, now Venerable Yang Shan's reply echoes back. So it kind of back and forth.
Okay.
And that's elegant.
Okay, very good. I'm running out of time, so let me cut short. Help you crystallize a little bit. What if I tell you, what if you ask me, yes, DTT, quickly.
네, 마스터. 제가
Okay, no translation. Very good.
마스터. 네.
Okay, very good. It's called abuse. It's called public abuse.
Is this showing the head monk how to answer the question? That's the teaching. You can answer a question like this without the thinking, without the justification.
What if I told you, if you asked me, what if I told you, if I were at Master Yang Shan, I do have the advantage of thinking about this. Okay? So if I were him, you know what I would have done? I would have said, doesn't matter how you interpret, what's good about it, where's good about it, I would say, I would do this. I wouldn't point to the rain. I would say, that's how I would say. That's how I would answer. You like time to think about it? Which one do you prefer? Since I'm still your teacher. Huh?
It's the same.
It's the same. So Chinese. It's a Chinese pride, you know. Okay. This will answer both what's good about it, where's good about it. Here is where, but it cannot answer what's. Okay? Here answers both. So it tells you at the time Master Yang Shan was still developing. Does it make sense to you? Huh? Because to me, this is a better answer here. What's good about it? Where's good about it? Doesn't matter. Or if you're Elon Musk, okay, thank you everyone. See you next time.